Day 12, gold and silver backtest session. Okay, daily chart, let's go. What session are we in right now? Let's go London. So, silver looks a little bit cleaner in my opinion. But anyhow, we're trading in this daily imbalance from which we could easily bounce higher. Yeah. So, gold looks a little bit more like interesting than silvers. So I will be looking at the gold. So this the thing here. Let's try to see if we can have like a breakout structure in 50 minutes here, and yeah. How about this? I don't know. Quite not good enough. If we go lower and then have additional breakout structure in 1 minute, that could be good enough. The structure kind of chops. I would want to see market. Well, let's quickly look at silver. So silver is far due up. I cannot take the trade there. Gold is like right now holding still this. So I kind of need to stay annoyed about that. That got flipped. But we still don't see the retracement. Give me like 50% of the price leg and I can get in. Because of the target can be so far up. Okay, I will do this. Okay, so we lay without annoying stuff. Let's try to have like a random limit here. Oh, market needs to drop. Okay, so target hit. No trade for me. Let's try to assess this. So basically, how I could have been able to get into this. I don't know, 5-minute breakout structure just here. Could have allowed me to enter. I wanted to see the 15-minute, which happened here. 15-minute breakout structure here. I could have just tried to get in around this area, like scaling down to 1 minute, looking for 1-minute breakout structures, and then could have tried to long from here. Obviously, I wouldn't have my stop here, and this is the problematic thing: is if I try to get long here, where do I put my stop then? I don't really know. There's massive 4-hour imbalance there. I would need to give quite a lot of breathing room for my stop, which is totally like fine in terms of the fact that the target is so far up. So this could have worked still. But yeah, this is the exact reason why I love backtesting gold and silver together, because I saw that silver is going higher, but it's way too up. I cannot take the trade, and then gold is very nicely lining up to go long, and so that's the case. Let's just change the session these things a little bit lighter, because I like the lighter color more. 5%, there you go. So that was the day done. Trade mission, stuff like that. No can do. 4-hour chart. Remote drawings. So we're trading high up in the range. Silver. So the same high with silver here didn't get swept, whereas gold, with gold the high is here, so that's, I don't know, chopping higher. Look at the weekly. So the weekly came first into this area, rejected, then it comes back up, so maybe it wants to flip this gap. I cannot really say right now what we're doing here. Like, we're a little bit too far up. Maybe if we kind of mitigate into this further down and give like a 50-minute breaker structure, it could be fine to go long. So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind and go to 50-minute chart. And let's see what price gonna give us. If it kind of breaks structure immediately now, I don't really want to get in because there's too much range to drive down. I want it to, okay, this is at least, this is totally fine now. If it now breaks structure to the upside, it could be fine. Although this 50 minutes break fair value gap should be mitigated. Okay, we are not mitigating that. So how about long? The problem is that we already swept this high. And what could have been a good way to get into longs? I'm not really sure. Clearly market is not willing to give me a trade here. Because like, we are far up in this daily range down. And I'm not really sure about the targets. Internal liquidity maybe here. But which could actually do fine, like so. But because we already swept some of the buy side here, I wouldn't be comfortable with trying to risk too much here, because this could easily be like a trap. So I would, okay, what are we doing here? Well, price sweeps that once more. It's not willing to go there, and this is a sign that market could easily come back down, because you know, sometimes gold manipulates a lot. Sometimes gold does manipulate a lot, and I wouldn't be too interested in seeing that, so I will slowly. The thing in here is that we got so good entry here that if price is truly bullish, it should just leave higher. And so it's only 50%, 0.5% risk here, so we are not losing too much money if it now hits the break even. So let's just do this. And seems like we are going higher now. But you can see how it's probably still going to hit my break even, but let's just allow it to do whatever it wants. So I could have backed there around 1%, which maybe I should have done. But in my opinion, it's still like a well-managed trade. So let's skip to the session next day. So right now we're still in this 4-hour gap, which means for me, looking at silver, we had much more price action to the downside. We created this gap. Let's see if we hold that. Excuse me. But I don't know. Gold looks a little bit more bullish. Other case, whatever happens, we need to sweep that low. Otherwise, there is like a no trade. And yeah, I think London session is done. We are not getting a trade here. So the thing is, I need 15-minute break of structure. This is it. The problem is that there is no fair value gap in this price range. The broke structure, which doesn't allow me to get in. Also, nice SMT with these lows. Especially with the Asia low and London low, there is a bullish SMT. So the case in here is that I'm not really willing to get in immediately now. This gap is flipped, but then we got that one here. I don't know if I'm getting a little bit paranoid here, but how about this? Again, this is a little bit too far up, and okay, I shouldn't have done that. Like the real trade kind of happened here, but this would be the first break-even point, and then the target would be up here, and that wasn't even 50-minute. I guess break of structure, because that's just not. So let's allow it. I don't know. Let's move to London. So we're still consolidating in this area. How about, do we have an SMT with these lows? So that's that low here. I guess, yeah, that's SMT. Don't really know what that means, because we're kind of consolidating. We're holding 1 hour bearish. I would be interested in seeing what gold does after here gold. I would want to see gold coming down to this gap, and then if 1 minute could break structure to the upside, yeah, could be a good long idea. Silver is leaving this area. I wanted to see those lows get swept. So, oh shit, what did I do? I skipped the whole session. Oh good. Okay, well, I guess we can still have a New York session here. So, silver dumped. No trade there for silver. We're kind of stalling. Like, I'm in an area where I want to see 50-minute break of structure, and it kind of gives those structural breaks here and stuff, but they're like, none of these are really like a clean ones. You know what I'm saying? And then it's now probably going to leave without me, but what can I do? Okay, right now gold is looking a little bit more interesting than silver. Silver is doing kind of its own thing. So gold consolidates, silver drops. That's the story of the market right now. What the heck? I accidentally changed the chart there. Okay. So silver bearish Asian range there. We could easily continue dropping after respecting this gap here, and then this gap. If we come into it and give like 5-minute break of structure, could work. When it comes to gold, a lot of buy side. How can I get in though? 15-minute fair value gap. If 1 minute kind of change structure, don't like that. This could work. because silver is kind of doing its own thing and it's kind of looking weird. Because they are kind of not lining up, I will continue risking only 0.5% because I don't feel comfortable with seeing what market is doing right now. Okay, well this should have been break even, so I'm trying to get that. There you go, break even hit. There's no way I'm holding after seeing market rejecting that area. So in this situation, I would want to see market in this gap before going long. That's just the case in here right now. And when it comes to silver, right now, I don't really know. We're not really moving too interestingly. Chop. Okay, at least gold is not going through this area too quickly. Now it shifts in structure. I do think this is decently good idea because we left a lot of highs here. I will risk 1% here with the limit order. Okay, this is probably going to give me a loss because... Okay, how would I manage this? We're now back at break even. Listen, man, we need to take the loss if it gives it the loss, man. Right now, okay, so we have to go through a lot here. I think we are now moving. I would close my position off here, and right now I would close 50% here because I'm not looking to miss on all the profits again. Okay, this is mad. Okay, there you go. I actually ended up shooting hard. That wasn't even news event. Like, is that news event? 1645. Maybe there can be like some exceptions when they release news. That time, I don't know. Anyhow, in my opinion, good analysis. Basically, how that went is, first of all, that fair value gap. Second of all, bullish 4-hour range from here to here. 4-hour fair value gap. We start to chop inside of that. Market is showing that it's not necessarily willing to go lower from that gap. Extra confluence will start building buy side liquidity in these areas. Okay. The initial idea is to see a market shift in 50-minute chart to go higher. Now, the 50-minute flip doesn't really happen too convincingly. We kind of start to consolidate. Okay. So then I'm like, okay, maybe I could get like a nice confirmation from even lower time frame. So then I go to, first of all, I go to hourly time frame. I see a bullish SMT. Let's just quickly look at this. Is there like another bullish SMT with these lows? So it's this low and this low. Yeah, this is the most significant bullish SMT in my opinion. We see a bullish SMT, price breaks higher, prints hourly fair value gap bullish. Then with the time frame alignment, I like to look 5-minute breaking structure in hourly areas and POIs. So we got now 4-hour time frame suggests to go long. We break to the upside in hourly time frame here, and now I'm looking even more confirmation in 5-minute time frame from that hourly POI. So I scale to 5-minute chart. Price is kind of choppy, but if you just trust your analysis, it still works to my favor. And you can see how I risked only 0.5% the whole time when I was trading this, but when I saw this happening, I risked 1%. So I upped my risk, and that was simply due to the fact that I realized that this could be like super high confluence trade, and I was almost 100% sure that I was going to get stopped out here. But sometimes I guess you just have to hold. Obviously, when I'm so close about here and so close to my TP and price kind of reverses, it's kind of annoying, and I don't really want to see that. So that's the reason why I would like to take profits at around 1 to 2 risk to reward. So I took like 50% off somewhere here, then held the rest of this position to around here. So yeah, that was a good trade. Very well managed. And now we're breaking out of the range. Let's go to London. So now we came into this gap, rejecting lower, getting back to the initial consolidation, but now we have got new 4-hour fair value gap. The problem in here is that silver isn't really lining up with gold at all. So you can see how gold consolidated here. Silver, with the same time that gold consolidated, silver went lower and consolidated and went again lower a little bit. So now I'm in a situation where I'm not sure what we're doing. I think we could have let's look at the daily. Let's go to daily in gold as well. So even this is not SMT, so that's interesting. Wait. This is the SMT. That's massive SMT. With silver, that means that it's from this low to this low. So I don't really know. This might be even a little bit too massive SMT. This could just be indication that markets are not really lining up because we're way too far down. And silver could still go around these lows. I wouldn't say that that's something that couldn't happen. So, but with gold, we are in here now, and only 50-minute break of structure to the upside could validate longs. How about this? We don't flip that gap, which I don't like. So what I would do is wait for 1-minute confirmation, if that's something that price was willing to give me. Right now, not really good enough structure. And you can see how I kind of saved myself here, because I probably would have taken the straight entry, had my stop somewhere here. And yeah, it could still play out, but I usually, when I take trades like this, I don't want to see market coming towards my stop loss and stuff so hardly. So what I would say is, give me like a more confirmation, and yeah, okay, we break to the downside. Could this be like a manipulation to take out this loss once more before running? Possibly. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we're still like 4 hours pulling hard, so it's not really willing to. Well, let's see. I want to see this 4-hour. Okay, we flipped that, so now we got a new 50-minute gap. In my opinion, this works. And it's totally fine to take a loss now if it wants to give me one, because I took a winner just a while ago. But now here, market is wicking again. Am I trusting this? Well, with gold, it's kind of hard to say. I would manage this super aggressively because gold should really leave in here, and I'm not willing to look at doing some weird shit. So I took 50% off there, scaled my stop here, so that's really like 0.25% loss. That doesn't really mean much to me. Look at that. So that was, in my opinion, that was very well managed. When market is showing kind of choppiness, and really what it shows in here is that it's not really willing to leave from the area. So, and it's not really even like a 50-minute break of structure here, if you think about it. So maybe I shouldn't have taken that in the first place, but that's well managed setup in my opinion. And now market's going lower clearly, which for me means that silver could go lower, but I'm not really sure about the whole idea of shorting this because we got basically liquidity being built in buy side and sell side. So this is just a day I want to skip pretty much. Okay, so we drop. Previous week low is clearly target for gold, I feel like, so I'm sure we got that in silver as well. Oh, there you go. So what this looks like, well, we flip first of all this daily bullish gap, we flip that. Now we got an inversion. So how my trading strategy kind of works here is that I get a target. We would need to see a retracement, and then from somewhere here break a structure additionally to the downside, like in 50-minute chart. So that's something we need to see. I think market is just willing to dump immediately. That's what market kind of often does, especially in London, I feel like so. But sometimes, especially gold is super like are willing to manipulate. So in this case, what manipulation would look like is that it kind of goes high, leaves kind of this low and low, and then it's kind of willing to shift. But I don't really know. Just need to move with this. So at least it's not dropping immediately. Probably the drop happens now. Yeah, seems like so. Which also, listen, we got now new, like how the time frame alignment goes is 50-minute POI and 1-minute break of structure. So technically we got a clean target. If 1-minute break structure from here like cleanly, I could technically take it. Like for example here. But the problem is that some people consider these kind of things break of structure, but I see this as a liquidity. I see this as the real low because I don't really like how market kind of built this structure here. So that's the problem for me here. Okay, maybe this could be a break of structure, but would I take this still? I would still want to have my stop above here. That's the problem. Maybe I'm a little bit like trying to be a little bit too conservative with this. That's just it. Listen, man, I'm leaving this. He can't leave without me if he wants to. You know. So this is also an end model that I will be utilizing in the future, and this could have worked out like very, very nicely. And maybe next time I will take that as well. So let's just allow market to do the things. I, like, don't need to feel FOMO over everything. It's rather better to preserve your capital, and then if you feel that you missed the trade, then journal about it and try not to miss it in the future. Like every miss and everything that you do in the markets can be a good learning point for you. Next weekly low down here, because we're clearly dropping the next weekly low would be a nice target. This would be possible to make an SMT as well, because I feel like we are super close to this weekly low, but silver is a little bit further up, so which means we could create bullish SMT there. But I don't really care at the end of the day. We got this gap, which got disrespected. I'm not really sure what that means, because we got 30-minute gap here and we're clearly still willing to leave. We got kind of strong order block here, so possibly the drop will continue. So now we got new 15-minute fair value gap. Market coming back into that in 1 minute or what? It can totally live without me. Okay, it did live without me. I go to New York session. So we have swept a lot of sell side, and we are trading in this bullish gap. So this would be a sweep of liquidity and delivery from fair value gap. Very nice confluence to go long, like possibly. Market is not really showing me as of now any bullish ideas, so this is just like, and I'm a little bit gutted that we don't have fair value gap in here, because that could be a nice target. As of now, I don't really know, like target up here. That's a little bit too far up, in my opinion. But you know, if market gives like a nice break structure to the upside, that could be nice. And we now do have SMT here. Let's see if that SMT kind of stands. If it doesn't stand, then it's totally fine. So it's actually with the, sorry, what low is that? Is that right low? Monday, Friday. I'm sure that this is the real SMT. So now I would be monitoring what silver does. If we get like a nice break of structure in 50 minutes, could be nice. Okay, silver is willing to continue dropping, and gold kind of starts to stall. First higher break of structure to the high, upside, then we respect that, but it's out of this session, so it doesn't really mean nothing to me. Okay, let's look at 4-hour chart. No fair value gaps. Hourly time frame. This is pretty nicely respected, like one doji basically, and this kind of basically trade away from me, like a close below. We got order block. No, not SMT, that's order block. I would say this is the most important and prevalent one, because it's kind of very big and clear. So what this looks like for me is that we're kind of building buy side, and we could be going towards it. That's what I feel like in here. Also, obviously we got this gap as well, and we are trading in that daily still, daily bullish. So I wouldn't long just straight off of this, which obviously would have worked. How about silver? Is silver like giving like a nicer long idea? We got, okay, there's the bullish SMT, and we got that gap. So actually silver looks quite good. And gold looks like it's leaving without me, so I will be trying this with silver, having stopped just there. Okay, gold kind of sweeps that, starts to consolidate. Silver taps me in, moves higher. As of now, it doesn't really mean much. I need to reassess the situation here. So I think break-even point 1 is this. And at this point, we kind of break to the downside. I don't know. I usually want to see market kind of leaving a little bit faster. We basically tapped me in, liquidated these lows once, left higher. This should be a break of structure, but we liquidated these lows once more. Then we built structure, break structure multiple times to the upside. At this point, I would preserve my capital in a way that, because market is not willing to show the willingness of leaving immediately, I would close 50%, scale again, I stop here, and then market can literally do whatever it wants. I don't really care, because this is price action you don't want to be a part of, really. And that was a, again, very well managed trade. And you know, there was a reason why I wanted to stay out, even though it kind of still looks like it could still work out technically, because now we've broken structure to the upside again, and this is a little bit cleaner, but I don't really know. Out of the session, don't care. Silver consolidating again, continue to do that, and yeah, wasn't willing to move to my ideal area of liquidity. So yeah, gold, I don't really know. Maybe like next target, like all the way up here, I don't know. Or maybe that like first target at this order block. No, there you go. So how I would manage this? Well, we don't have, unfortunately, this is not for our fair value gap yet. We got hourly fair value gap here, so if we fall down to that and see 5-minute confirmation, that would be, I guess, fine to take long. Let's see how silver works here. So silver kind of leaves simultaneously with gold. I can't really take anything here, unfortunately. What's going on now? Well, we got that for our gap here now. So like, if market is willing to give like a lot of volume towards downside now, I'm gonna, okay, we get into that gap, break structure to the upside. Now it happens, there's a singular fair value gap down here, and we can kind of think about, yeah, I could take this, it's out of the session, this is not a trade I would ever take, you know, ends up losing anyway. I wouldn't have taken that. The idea kind of is there, but it was too much out of this session again. So maybe you want to liquidate all of this shit, in which case we would want to trade down here. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to do that, because now we've broken structure to the upside. Am I willing to take a loss here? Because I think that's totally something that could happen here. Like, I don't really, so for some reason I don't have the conviction here, which often means that I could still win, but I was taking a 0.5% risk there, which you can see now we bounce off from that. Doji, market's slowing down. Let's just manage this wisely now, and then we can just hope that market kind of explodes higher. That's exactly what happens. Let's see how much money that was. That was 1% gain. So from a position that I didn't feel so much conviction in, took lower risk by 0.5% risk, and that was a 1% gain. So in the future, maybe I will be more able to risk like the real 1% there I would have made holding the whole trade almost 3%. So yeah, I missed enough profits there, but yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, well managed situation. Okay, I think we are done here. Back tomorrow.